दोस्तों गुड मॉर्निंग। मैं हूं मदन सिंह और मैं आपके साथ बात करने वाला हूं ऑन हमास। बहुत से लोगों में मेरे से पूछा है कि कैप्टन व्हाट्स गोइंग टू हैपन टू हमास once the ceasefire has been made, what Hamas will now give up and go away. Now I'll tell you what the agreement says. The agreement says there's a ceasefire, Hamas to release all the hostages and all the prisoners which have been imprisoned by Israel will also be released, almost 2,000 of them. Hamas will release 48 of the hostages, and then Hamas will disarm. And at the same time, it says there will not be another Arab state. It doesn't mention about any Arab state. Then the agreement also says that Hamas will go away from Gaza. Now, is Hamas going to agree to these things? Because it means if Hamas agrees to all these things, Hamas becomes a big zero. I hope, gentlemen, you are liking this video of mine, and I look forward to your subscription. Please subscribe to my channel, share it with your friends, and come back for more. It will be my great pleasure if you do it. Now, coming back to what's happening in Gaza, Hamas has so far not agreed to deliver all their weapons to the Americans or the independent entity which is to be set up. At the same time, they said we are going to keep some defensive weapons. Now, my view, gentlemen, after seeing the chilling killing of some of the people who are supposed to be Israeli collaborators by Hamas, that ये लड़ाई खत्म होने वाली नहीं है. It's not going to finish so fast. And that is the essence of the whole issue. And Israel knows it. Another point we must bear in mind is that there were 48 hostages with Hamas and only 24 have been returned. What happened to the other 24? Even the dead bodies have not been given. We don't know whether Hamas is holding on to those 24 or maybe 20, 15, whatever numbers for further bargaining. It's quite possible because Hamas is a terrorist organization of which even the Saudi dynasty is scared. And it's a very sad state of affairs actually, that the Americans allowed the killing of the innocent people and they didn't intervene. The General Commanding of the American Central Command has just made a statement, and making a statement has got no relevance. So, gentlemen, what's going to happen in the future? The future is very, very murky. That's all I can say. Hamas hasn't given up, and they're not going to give up anything because they've been fighting for so many years for a Palestinian state, Arab state, that include the West Bank. So the agreement doesn't mention any about that, and 20 countries of the world have gathered at Sharm el-Sheikh and signed the agreement. There were 4 observers, including one from India, though Narendra Modi didn't attend. But the sad part is that the Israeli Prime Minister was nowhere in the scene. He didn't turn up, and probably for that reason, Narendra Modi didn't turn up either. So the field was left open to Donald Trump, and he kept on lionizing Pakistan of all countries. And now the Pakistanis are on the back foot, and they had signed a military pact with Saudi Arabia, and Arabians may have thought they're going to come and help us against Israel. But after the beating they're getting from Afghanistan troops, so many captured, killed by the Afghans, that Saudi Arabia may be having second thoughts about it. And I don't think now people are going to accept Pakistan as a kingpin in the Middle East. And that is the fact of life. Well, gentlemen, I'm very clear in my mind that Hamas is not dead and gone. And it's going to rise up like the phoenix. You know, the phoenix was the mythical bird which rose from the ashes? They're going to rise up. And I don't think Donald Trump is going to be able to do anything at all, because he's got another 3 years to go, and that will be the end of his tenure, and bye-bye. And after that, some other president will come, and he may have other ideas. But by then, Hamas would have regrouped. They are a very resilient group. They have a lot of intrinsic strength, and they got Iran on their side. Iran didn't come was not invited for this meeting. And Turkey, as I told you, is the reluctant partner in this entire episode, though the French and the British and a lot of backslapping was going on with Egypt. And General Sisi was having a ball in the limelight. But I hope There is peace. Generally, I feel there should be peace, but I know, as a military historian and the way I've studied Hamas, that there's going to be no peace in the type of peace which has been envisaged. That Hamas will no longer cease to exist in Gaza, and Gaza will become like a paradise, a holiday resort. There will be massive reconstruction, millions of dollars pouring in, but it's not going to happen. We'll have to wait and see that when what happens in the future. There's going to be a multilateral force which is going to be operating in Gaza, which is going to bring about peace, supposed to bring about peace. How far they'll be able to do it is beside the point. And the question is, who's going to constitute that force? Earlier, somebody was thinking that they'll have Pakistan there, but after the poor performance by the Pakistan army, and I don't think they'll be in a position to fight Hamas at all. And I don't think the Pakis would be very keen to go and get their soldiers killed in Gaza. So it's going to be a very, very dicey situation. And I say Hamas is going to live. Let's hope not, but that's what's likely to happen. In the meanwhile, I'll say goodbye, gentlemen. God bless and take care.